Well, hey folks, Real Honest Witcher Rental. These are my predictions for NXT UK Takeover Blackpool. The first UK Takeover event for the UK brand, the NXT UK brand, the first Takeover event in the UK since Takeover London in December of 2015. We get to my predictions in just a second, but here's a way to highlight the women's division even more. Build off of this whole thing that they got going with a building feud between Ginny and Isla Dawn. Team Ginny with Nina Samuels and Charlie Morgan, and have them take on Isla Dawn, Killer Kelly, and Xia Brookside. Give them about 10 to 12 minutes. Let them tell a really, really good story. Let the women's division shine as only they can. The women's division, I've been locked in on all the women's matches that have happened on every episode of NXT UK TV since its debut. From varying skills all the way up to Rhea Ripley and Toni Storm. Jenny has impressed me when they finally let her wrestle. Various others are very, very good. I want to see the women shine, so this would be a great way to do it. Now, they could tape this for NXT UK TV and show it the following week, much like they do for the Takeover events. You know, they tape a couple matches and then do a bunch of highlight packages. But I'd like to see this make the main card, because a couple of these matches I don't think are going to be terribly long. But that being said, that's a match I would like to see. Now let's get on to the card proper. Travis Banks versus Jordan Devlin. Jordan Devlin's going to win this, and it's going to be a good match. It should open the show. Jordan Devlin is going to be the big star here. Travis Banks is very, very good. He is somebody that should hopefully get some more TV time, but Jordan Devlin's the guy they should be pushing, especially if they're going to keep the title on Pete Dunne, because they will. But Devlin is somebody that really just has it. He has grown so much since the UK brand started. Even when they were just doing the UK specials, it's so impressive to see how he has grown and gained more confidence and everything. And Banks, while really good, and I see why people sing his praises, Jordan Devlin's going to get the victory here. And then here's a match that I really, really don't care about, even though I like both the guys. Eddie Dennis versus Dave Mastiff in the no DQ match. Mastiff beat Eddie Dennis in a match, and then they did a double DQ or double countout or something like that in their second match. No DQ is a way to settle it. Dave Mastiff's got to get the victory here. Nothing against Eddie Dennis. He could steamroll some other guys, get some heat back, and then build back up. And you can have these guys clash later in the year. But you got to end this feud for right now. And Dave Mastiff should get the victory. 8-9 minutes. Have him battle around the ring. Use some weapons. Stairs, barricades, chairs. That's what you should do. It's not a Falls Count Anywhere match, so I mean it's obviously not going to take place like, you know, like a pinfall on the stage. But I think Dave Mastiff getting the victory would be the right call. And then we get to Mustache Mountain, Trent Seven, and Tyler Bate. British Strong style. Yep, one great guys to meet. Same with Jimmy Havoc. He was a great guy to meet because I saw him at a Defy Northwest Wrestling show. Also met Toni Storm there. And didn't fanboy, and don't say in the comments that I did. Derb also knows that I did not fanboy over Toni Storm. I did, and I'll get to that in a bit. But Trent and Tyler were actually very, very, very nice, very personable and everything. Trent was such a goddamn ham. Anyway, Mustache Mountain versus the grizzled young veterans of James Drake and Zach Gibson to determine who will be the first ever NXT UK Tag Team Champions. It's going to be Bate and Seven. Gibson and Drake gain the victory, and being able to take on teams like Amir Jordan and Kenny Williams, or Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews, that sounds enticing. But then after that, where do you go? Do you do a rematch with Trent Seven, Tyler Bate? Do you do that? Seven and Bate are the bigger stars, and nothing against Gibson. I mean, if I had my shoe, I'd hate Gibson and take my shoe off, and I have nothing against Gibson. I think he's great at getting heat. And him and Drake could be an incredible tag team with more time. But they just formed as a team recently. Now, is it possible we could get some fluky finish and we could have Gibson and Drake win? Sure. But I think we're going to have Bate and Seven get the victory, which is the right call. Give them a long reign, then have a heel team take it from them. And then we get to Rhea Ripley versus Toni Storm for the UK Women's title. My heart says that Toni Storm will win this because of the recent controversy or recent fiasco that took place that had to do with her. And it's not her fault. Not her fault, just want to say that. But also because she is really, really talented. My pushback on that, though, and I love Rhea Ripley. Both these women, so young, so talented, so experienced. This is what women's wrestling is all about. This is what fucking wrestling's about. Screw the fact that it's just women. They're not just women. They're athletes. They're tremendous, tremendous wrestlers. But let's go into something a little deeper. If they had shown NXT UK TV starting in, like, say, the beginning of September, it would then Rhea maybe would have gotten a longer title reign, stuff like that. Because they taped this back in August. They taped Mae Young Classic 2 like within a few days. And then they started the NXT UK tapings. And Rhea got the victory, winning this tournament. And she should have. Rhea is a tremendous, wrestler. And somebody that you could use as a great heel and a great focal point to everybody's gunning for her and trying to take her down. Rhea will retain here. Rhea will retain. And then Tegan Nox will take it from her sometime in August, September when she comes back. It may take a while. I mean, who knows? Tegan might come back by May. I mean, that would be really, really pushing it. But Tegan Nox will be the one to take the title away from Rhea. And it should be. Rhea gets a nice long title reign. And because ending it right now, because if you think about when it aired, she's only been champion for like 2 months. And I love Tony. I'm not saying Tony doesn't deserve it. Rhea's only had the title for 2 months. Let Rhea win. Tony will get her opportunities. Tony will get some opportunities to be women's champion later. You could turn her heel and have her beat Tegan Nox. That's what I think is going to happen. Rhea Ripley's going to get the victory. Tegan Nox is eventually going to take it from her. And you could set up other challengers along the way until Tegan Nox comes back. Rhea should get the victory. Tony will get her opportunities. And then we get Pete Dunne versus Joe Coffey for the UK title. Shout out to @Jeremy8911 who feels a stable of Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel and Walter will attack Pete Dunne after the match, and then you set up your next feud, Walter versus Pete Dunne. Walter will be your next NXT UK champion. It's not going to be Joe Coffey. Gallus are a fine stable. The Coffey brothers are good. Wolfgang's good. I don't feel too much of an attachment to them, but I believe this will be a good match. Pete Dunne can always drag a great match out of anybody because Pete Dunne's that talented. I didn't get to meet Pete Dunne. I got to see him at that same Defy Northwest show. Guy's a ham, but the guy's incredibly talented. He was fighting Brody King, in case you know who Brody King is. He's picking up Brody King. Brody King is about a 310-pound guy that can move like a goddamn cat, and that was impressive. But Pete Dunne will get the victory here. Expect Trent and, Tyler to even the odds with, the other Coffey brother. And I'm sorry, I forgot the name. And Wolfgang. But Pete Dunne will get the victory. And then the debuting Walter, Marcel, and Fabian Eichner will attack. And there you go. So that's what I got to say. Those are my predictions. What are your predictions? Let me know in the comments. Like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. It's been Real Honesty with Jeremy, and I will see you soon.